Who were the Cossacks? Russia's Cossacks were a semi-military people of the Western Steppe, first emerging between the 15th and 16th centuries in what is now Ukraine and southern Russia. The name Cossack comes from the Turkic word meaning free man or adventurer, which captured their identity as independent frontiersmen living outside the control of feudal lords. The Cossacks became famous for their cavalry, fast, irregular horsemen skilled at lightning raids, reconnaissance, and shock attacks. They fought in countless conflicts throughout the centuries against the Ottoman Empire and the Crimean Khanate in the 16th and 17th centuries, for the Russian Tsars during the Great Northern War and the Napoleonic Wars, and later during the Russian Civil War. The Cossacks were so skilled at swarming an enemy force that Napoleon called them the Terrible Horsemen in the wake of his infamous retreat from Moscow. As for their appearance, Cossacks were Slavic at their core, mainly Ukrainian and Russian, but they absorbed influences from Turkic peoples such as Tatars and Nogay. They stood out through a distinct martial style, shaved heads with a forelock or ocelodettes, and thick mustaches. The riders wore practical steppe-inspired dress, loose tunics, wide trousers, for hats called papakas, carrying a curved saber known as a shashka, and although their horses were small, they were incredibly tough, bred for endurance rather than show. Their independence worried Russian rulers. Over time, the Tsars absorbed the Cossacks into imperial service, giving them lands and privileges in exchange for military duty. By the 18th and 19th centuries, they were a formal part of the Russian army, often used as border guards, scouts, and shock cavalry. However, by the 20th century, as armies began replacing cavalry with tanks, artillery, and aircraft, the Cossacks became obsolete. Many were still present in the Civil War following the October Revolution, but their military role was eventually dismantled by the Soviet Union. Today, Cossack tradition survives in Russia and Ukraine, mainly as cultural groups, though some have re-emerged in paramilitary roles, remembered above all as fierce horsemen of the steppe. If you want to learn more about the Cossacks and other military history, check out our warfare collection of books, link in bio.